Scotland next. 2 years ago, Scotland almost left the UK, and now there are rumblings Scotland may try again. British Ambassador to the United States, Sir Kim Darroch, was on the record. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, you wanted the UK to remain in the EU. Why do you think that so many people voted to leave?
Well, it was a very lively debate. A lot of people participated. All the issues got raised. There was a huge turnout. 33 million people voted in the end. The majority voted for leave. So we just have to take that result and now move forward and implement it.
How was this provoked? Why did all of a sudden this referendum get put before the people?
Look, the last time we had a referendum on the European Union was more than 40 years ago. It's changed immeasurably since then. In those days it was a common market, now it's the European Union, and the level of integration has increased dramatically. So it was the right moment to ask the British people whether they were still happy to be part of this organisation.
How were the British people, what advantage did they have being in the EU, and what do you see as a disadvantage by being out of the EU?
Well, this was the subject matter of the debate that's just happened. But look, the biggest advantage of the EU for the British people is the single market. It's a market of 450 million people with free access for our goods and our services. Alongside that goes regulation, the principle of free movement of people as well as the free movement of goods and services, and some would say too much regulation. But that was the sort of debate that's just taken place.
So who replaces Prime Minister Cameron?
Well, the process is that the Conservative Party will now get some candidates who will first of all be chosen. Two of them will be chosen by the members of Parliament, and those two candidates will go forward to the Conservative Party in the country, which will make a decision between the two of them. This process will take maybe, I don't know, 10 weeks or so. So the expectation is that there will be a new Prime Minister before the Conservative Party conference, which is at the beginning of October.
Do you see any sort of parallel between the discontent among the voters in the UK wanting to get out of the EU and the discontent among many American voters, because we have a very passionate political season on it, as I'm sure you've noticed in the United States, to put it lightly?
I've certainly noticed your political season. Look, I would have to say it's far too early for me to give you any kind of analysis of why people voted in the way they did in our referendum. You know, the polls closed at 10 o'clock UK time last night. We're just digesting the results, and I've not seen any detail on why people voted the way they did. You could say that there appear to be popular movements against the establishment in both countries and actually elsewhere in Europe as well. But beyond that very general point, I wouldn't like to get into any depth of analysis at this stage.
Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us, sir.
It's a pleasure.